This is the Vanguard Business Live favorite business show that will give you updates on some major issues happening in our business environment, in our economy. And for this moment, let us look at the startups and funding issues. Now, the funding issues we almost always refer to is how to get loan from this bank or from the government incentives. But let's talk a little bit about a major aspect of funding that has been happening, at least in the past 5 years, gaining traction, and that is foreign funding, kind of both equity and debt, deals that have been happening across the startup sectors from all over Africa and Nigeria inclusive. The major development today is that there has been a setback, a kind of setback where both the funding institutions have reduced and the amount of funds available has also reduced. I think across Africa, the reduction is about 37% as at the middle of this year, 2023, from what it used to be a year ago. I think should be about $4.1 billion as against over $6 billion they did the previous year. And then we also have a major drop in the number of funders that come into Africa startup this year, up to half of the year, June 2023, from over 1,100 to about 800, down to 800. And back home here in Nigeria, we even have a much more serious difficulties in that field, where the drop is about 77%. Nigeria was able to access only $470 million, Nigerian startups, $470 million within this 1 year period of June 2022 and June 2023. And if you compare that to what happened the previous year, you can see the magnitude of the problem. Previous year, we had about $2 billion coming in, into Nigeria. And the other issue about the funding challenge or the setback is that most of the funds that are coming in are actually, half of the funds that are coming in probably comes as debt as in direct borrowing, not equity. Of course, the difference, for some of you that do not know, is that equity gives you the leverage to use the funds far longer with less pressure of issue of repayment, which you have in debt. If the debt is capped for maybe 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, and even before the tenure ends, you must have been paying down. Maybe after a moratorium of 6 months, you are required to be paying certain amount of making certain amount of repayment to the terminal date. You're always under pressure to repay the debt capital. But if it's equity capital, you are not under pressure to repay. You can, start paying dividend after a year or two when your business is already comfortable. Now, we are seeing that the equity capital that has been predominant over 60-something percent, over 60, almost 70% in the previous years, 2021, 2022, has now reduced to barely 50%. So there is this restriction. But what is going on? What's going on primarily is that the funds are now going to Asian countries that are considered to be more stable. Their economies are more stable. So what is the challenge that is happening that's coming to Nigeria and Africa as a result of this shift in fund flows? Of course, most of the funds, as it is denominated in dollars, are coming from Euro America. Okay, so the Euro America, they are finding better comfort, and even yield has increased in Asia and China. So Africa is now underfunded. African startups are now underfunded. Okay, so the challenge to startups in Nigeria, in Africa, is to begin to look inwards. Okay, so you begin to, I mean, most people would like to attract dollars. As fantastic as it looks, it's now difficult to happen, and it's not likely to get better sooner. So we begin to think differently. How do we attract the Nigerians, local investors into our startups? That's a huge challenge, and it borders on how you package your business, how you make your business look attractive to that investor, make it look secure to that investor. We usually call them angel investors. They have money and they're looking for where to put the money securely and profitably. Can you make your business look secure? Can you make it look profitable so it will be investor? I can assure you that there's always money to put into that your business if you take care of the issue of security of those funds and issue of profitability, even if in the short term, at least in the long term. We'll keep brainstorming on this in the other episodes in the near future so that we gain more knowledge on how to attract capital or funding. Have a great day.